everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to decipher the hidden messages in big company reports. And sometimes, just sometimes, we find something that makes you go,
Today we are diving into a current report from ImmunoTech. Incorporated, it is a Form 8K, which basically means some important stuff happened that the company has to tell everyone about right away. Like a surprise announcement, not a day goes by without some new revelation.
This report is dated the 20th of October 2025, and it tells us about a presentation the company will be using at an event called the Maximum Growth Summit happening later that month in New York City. Think of it as a sneak peek at what the company wants investors to know its future plans and potential.
Now, this Form 8K doesn't have a lot of dense financial tables like a quarterly or annual report, but it does point us to a presentation which is filed as an exhibit. This presentation is key because it probably contains the really exciting information the company wants to share with investors and the public.
The company is furnishing this presentation and is making it clear that it's not officially filed with the SEC for liability purposes. This is kind of like saying, hey, we are telling you this, you can use it, but don't blame us if things change. This is a common practice for companies when they want to get information out there, but also maintain some distance from direct accountability for forward-looking statements which are basically educated guesses about the future.
And speaking of the future, the report includes a really important section called Cautionary Statement regarding forward-looking statements. This is where they tell us that some of the stuff in their presentation might be guesses about what could happen, not guarantees. They are basically saying that the world is unpredictable, especially when you are trying to develop new medicines.
The company is working on something called Ampligen, and they are trying to figure out if it will work for a bunch of serious medical conditions like viral diseases, cancers, and immune deficiency disorders. This is a huge deal if it works, but developing new drugs is super tough. They mention that results from animal studies don't always mean the same thing will happen in humans and that human clinical trials are needed.
Clinical trials are like big scientific tests to see if a medicine really works and is safe.
They are very upfront that there is absolutely no guarantee that these ongoing or future tests will be successful or show good results. Think about it like planting a field of crops you hope for a great harvest, but sometimes pests or bad weather can mess things up. For drug development, the risks are even higher.
They could face issues like not getting approval from government regulators, not having enough of the drug to test, or even just deciding to focus on other projects.
This part is really crucial. They explicitly state that what works in a lab or in animals does not automatically translate to success in humans. This is a fundamental challenge in medical research. It is like tasting a recipe for a cake and expecting it to taste the same when you bake it yourself. There can be many variables.
They also touch on the challenges of doing business internationally. When you operate in different countries, laws and regulations can be tricky, and protecting your ideas, your intellectual property, which is like your groundbreaking inventions, can be harder. This means their global expansion plans could face unexpected hurdles.
If you want to really dig deep into what could go wrong, they point you to their other reports, the 10K and 10Q filings. Those are like the detailed instruction manuals for understanding a company's entire operation, including all the nitty-gritty risks. The main item in this filing is Exhibit 99.1, the Maximum Growth Summit 2025 presentation. While I can't see the presentation itself directly from this filing, I can infer its importance. Companies usually only present information at such events if they believe it will positively impact investor perception or highlight significant progress or future opportunities.
And as required, they've also included the cover page interactive data file, which is now embedded in the inline XBRL document. This is more of a technical requirement for regulatory compliance, making the data more accessible for analysis by machines and analysts. Finally, the report is signed off by Thomas K. Equals, the Chief Executive Officer of ImmunoTech Incorporated. His signature essentially confirms that he or someone he authorized believes the information in this report is accurate to the best of their knowledge on the date of the report. Now, let's talk about what this all means for ImmunoTech. The company is clearly pushing forward with its drug development, focusing heavily on Ampligen. The cautionary statements are a big signal. They are managing expectations, which is smart. But it also means that the success of this company is still very much tied to whether Ampligen proves effective and gets regulatory approval. There are significant risks involved, and potential investors should really understand those before making any decisions. They are aiming for big breakthroughs in treating serious illnesses, which is a noble goal, but the path is fraught with scientific and regulatory challenges.
The company is essentially asking for continued patience and investment based on the potential of Ampligen while acknowledging the substantial uncertainties. It is a high-risk, high-reward scenario. All right, that is our quick dive into ImmunoTech's latest current report and presentation announcement.
What do you think of their approach to drug development and their communication strategy? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, give us a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe for more corporate deep dives. We also have a Discord community where we discuss these filings further. Feel free to join us, linked in the description. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next episode.